Grief has a weight. It doesn't fall on you all at once. It seeps, filling your lungs until you forget how to breathe. She lay before me under morgue lights, pale skin stretched thin, lips drained of everything human. My wife. A police officer. A casualty of duty, they said. I whispered goodbye, my voice small against the sterile hum. Then the coroner's voice stopped me. "Sir, wait." I turned. His gloved hands hovered over the wound, tweezers in hand. "The bullet lodged here," he said. "But there's something else." He probed carefully, metal scraping against bone. My stomach turned. Then he pulled something out, small and glinting under the light. Not metal, not bone. A thin, gold locket. Crushed, bent. Inside, a tiny photograph. Folded, familiar. Not of me, of him, her partner on the force. And in that moment, grief split open, and something colder rushed in. The world expected me to mourn. I did, outwardly. I bowed my head at the funeral, accepted condolences, and played the role of the grieving husband. Inside, I replayed the locket, the photo, his face. I remembered the way she laughed too easily when he was near, the late nights explained as paperwork, the faint cologne that didn't belong to me. I told myself she was faithful. I believed it because I needed to. But the locket was no accident. It was pressed into her flesh, buried behind the bullet that ended her life. Hidden devotion. Carried into death. Was he the reason she fell? Was his betrayal tangled in her final moments? Every condolence I received was a blade twisting deeper. They didn't know what I knew. They didn't see the truth rotting beneath her badge. And so I smiled, politely, nodded, thanked them, all while I began to plan. My investigation didn't look like one. No questions asked aloud. No suspicions voiced. I began with her phone. Passwords she thought I didn't know, unlocked messages carefully buried in folders, words not meant for me. "See you tonight. Don't tell him. You're the only one who makes me feel alive." His number, his words in reply. Photos, not explicit, but intimate. A hand on hers, a look too long. I copied everything, backed it up. Dates, times, coordinates of deceit. Then I traced the night of her death. Dispatch records, radio logs. His account of events, too clean, too rehearsed. She had been wearing the locket when she died. Why would she carry his photograph into danger? Unless he was more than just a partner. Unless he was her reason to fight, or her reason to fall. I searched further. Witness reports, anonymous whispers. Officers who looked away when I entered the room. They knew, or at least suspected. And still, no one told me. So I told myself I would not confront him in rage. Rage leaves you blind. No, I would let him reveal himself. I would let the truth collapse him from within. The evidence was ready. The locket, the messages, the patterns of nights spent away. I invited him to my house. Calm, measured. He arrived in uniform, face lined with rehearsed sympathy. "I know how hard this is," he said softly. I slid the locket across the table, watched his eyes falter. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. Then I handed him a folder, her phone records printed neatly, every message circled in red. His hand trembled. Mine did not. "Do you want to explain?" I asked. He opened his mouth, closed it again. His jaw tightened. Tears came, anguish, maybe guilt, or maybe just the fear of being caught. I sat in silence, calm, detached, because the truth wasn't for me anymore. It was for him to choke on. I didn't shout, I didn't strike him. That would have been mercy. Instead, I stood and walked him to the door, pressed the folder into his chest. "You'll explain this to the department," I said, "to her family, to anyone who asks why my wife carried your face into death." His face collapsed. You wouldn't? I don't have to. You'll destroy yourself trying to hide it. Secrets rot from the inside, and you've carried this one too long. He tried to speak, but I closed the door on his words. And just like that, I gave him to the silence. It's quiet now, too quiet. But the quiet is clean. Her betrayal no longer claws at me. His guilt devours him, not me. I don't need to watch. I don't need to hear. I let the truth live with them. Truth is a heavier sentence than anything I could pass. They buried her in uniform, a hero's farewell. But I know better. Heroes don't hide lockets in their wounds, and husbands don't mourn what was never theirs. I walked away from the grave and never returned, because grief dies. But clarity endures.